What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and we are live. In today's video, I'm giving you the ultimate SMS text blasting masterclass step-by-step guide. I'm going to show you exactly from start to finish how to SMS text blast and how to go out there and get deals through SMS. I'm excited for this one, guys. I am jacked up to help the people out. There's a lot of people on today. I know it's a very anticipated topic. 2022 for SMS text blasting. A lot has changed since 2021. And if you do it the right way, I can tell you right now, you can get it done like perfectly. So we're really going to take a very visual approach on this. I want to do a lot of visuals today to help everyone just learn SMS text blasting and learn actually how to start wholesaling real estate. So I'm pretty excited, guys. I'm jacked up for this because I know that you guys need to know how to SMS text blast from start to finish. SMS works like a charm. You got to know how to do it. I know a lot of people are pretty excited about it. I'm going to show you how the gurus do like special wording. I'll say it at the end. I'm going to show you exactly how to do my double whammy, like outbound scripts for SMS text blasting. Pretty excited about it. Pretty excited to share what's been working, what's not. And really the new stuff that's going around in SMS text blasting. So if you can do me a favor, guys, just look at that like button. It's in the corner there. Do me a big favor and smash that like button and subscribe to the most true value from me. And let's get into it. So before I get into it, guys, again, everyone knows me as like a cold calling direct mail person. We do a lot of SMS text blasting, and I've actually did SMS text blasting before it got really popular. 2017 is really when I started SMS text blasting for the first time, and it was pretty interesting. It was late 2017, obviously, and everyone was in like cold calling was their rage in 2018 also. And I was actually SMS text blast. It was so fun to do, but regulations came and a lot of things changed from there. But guys, I've been doing SMS for a while and pretty excited about it. So let's get into it, guys. So I'm jacked out for this, guys. I know I'm going to change someone's life today, and that is always my goal in this. So if you got any free value, guys, smash that like button and subscribe. And you know what time it is. Time to get up, get your butt off of bed, get your butt out of bed, and let's get this bread. Let's go, guys.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up and get the guy go on. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
Jacked up. I'm ready to go, guys. I know the people are ready for this. I'm excited. What's up, Samara, Jason, Kevin? What is up, guys? I'm excited. I'm excited to teach SMS text blasting. And Bobley says it right. Class is in session, baby. Class is in session. You guys are ready here to learn, guys. This is the stuff that you see on these crazy guru courses, guys. Bringing back some of the slides that we've been doing for a little bit. And I think it's really cool. Like, I'm a huge visual learner, so I think a lot of people are going to learn. Olivia, what's up? What's up, Steve, Betty? Guys, I'm excited to share exactly how to get into SMS text blasting. So do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe. And without further ado, let's break it down. So I'm ready, guys. So I'm going to go in and out of like this, see my face and nod if I'm kind of in the slide there. But let's break it down. So this is SMS text blasting step by step. This is going to be for 2022. This is going to be really my guide. It's, again, everyone knows, like, when I do my marketing, I don't make it super complicated. I can make it seem really complicated and stressful, but between you and me, I like to keep it very short, simple, and sweet. I don't like to complicate this business because this business is actually pretty simple. It's the execution that's the harder part. Talking to sellers, stuff like that. So let's get it going. So we got to break down this first question here. And the first question is, what is SMS text blasting? You're brand new to this business. You don't know what is SMS text blasting. So basically, SMS text blasting, it's simply a way to get a hold of potential motivated sellers by texting thousands of sellers at a time to see if they want to sell their property for cash. Again, in wholesaling real estate, we want to see people who want to sell their property for cash, go meet with them, put the property under contract and sell that contract for a profit. Put a contract, put a property under contract for 100,000, sell the contract for 120, make $20,000. You can easily do it. Let me break down real quick why I love SMS text blasting so much. First of all, it's easy and very simple. It's way more simple and easy than cold calling and direct mail, I'd say. Direct mail can get simple, but to a point, it's pretty expensive. It's not as easy to do. A lot of it's the list pulling. Cold calling, it's not as easy. Again, it's very simple the way you're supposed to do. Ask two questions, but the issue with that is it gets very daunting calling thousands and thousands and thousands every single day, and that's the truth. So, one thing I do love about it is SMS text blasting is 100% legal. I want to give you a quick story that politicians and super PACs, they SMS text blast on the daily. So everyone's saying that SMS text blasting is going to become illegal. I promise you it will not. Like politicians. So I'm not going to get political, but through the presidential election from, last year, everyone knows that each candidate was texting and they were doing a mass texting, and these big super PACs were text blasting daily. So if these politicians are going to be text blasting and they're not going to stop because, again, it's easy, more simple than cold calling, and most people answer text. That's why I love SMS text blasting. So many people send SMS and they all read it. I saw a stat like 95% of people read the text you sent it. It's pretty impressive versus cold calling. So it's 100% legal. Remember, SMS text blasting can be illegal if you're doing the wrong service. There's SMS text blasting services out there, and then there's things like Twilio where you can kind of manually do it. Some of these are illegal, so you got to use the right service. I'm not saying that's just because, you should use this service. I'm telling you, if you use the wrong service that isn't keeping up with TCPA laws, 10DLC laws, and kind of up to date with new regulations, stir shaking, stuff like that, technically the SMS text blasting could be illegal. You got to use the right service. Services like SMSZach.com, Roar, Lead Sherpa, Launch Control, Smarter Contact. I'll break it all down. These are services that are TCPA compliant, and they will protect you from most litigation and consumer protection laws. For example, I know with Roar, SMSZach.com, everyone kind of has this, but I know for Roar, you can't text blast past 9 o'clock, if that's in that area code, which keeps you in TCPA compliance, or before 6 a.m. So that's how you stay legal in this. You get in trouble, you can break laws if you're doing outside certain times. And, you're not, the cool part about SMS text blasting, it is illegal if you do it the wrong way. You have to manually click. So, for example, I'm going to do 100 texts. I do click, 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 click. That's how you send them out. You just can't click and send 1,000 out. That's technically an auto dialer, which is 100% illegal. This isn't an auto dialer, it's manual. That's the cool part about it. So that is what makes this pretty impressive. Now, the biggest risk I would say for SMS text blasting is you're going to lose money if you don't do it right. So the biggest risk I see, you're using legal compliance, not really big. The biggest risk is, I just want to tell you guys really quick, if you're not going to follow this with SMS, I think you should just not do it. Okay. I don't want to be mean, but speed and consistency is going to be the most important parts for your SMS text blasting. Okay. Let me repeat that. Speed and consistency. Not how killer your script is, not how killer of a salesperson you are. It's really how fast you can get to the seller and how consistent you can be with your texting. You text enough people, you're going to get the deals. And if you're fast, you'll get, because unfortunately, let's say we're in Dallas, Fort Worth, okay? There's a lot of people texting and a lot of people getting deals, but how do you beat the other person? It's speed. It's getting that seller, getting them on the phone as fast as possible and going out to the appointment. That's how you're going to win in these saturated markets. I can tell you most people are going to fail at SMS text blasting because they're not going to be speed and they're not going to be consistent. That is going to be their main issue. So that is like hands down, I can tell you one of the biggest issues I do see is not having speed or consistency. Okay. Next here is step one. So this is we're doing a step by step. Like I'm coming like completely like clean slate. Okay. Put all that SMS text blasting knowledge you have in your head and just throw it away. Okay. All right. Maybe some of the good stuff you can keep, but for most of it, we're going to throw it in the trash because it's a new year. You know, a lot of things have changed. So step one right now is going to be pulling a list. Okay. This is going to be very important. You're not texting the right people. You're going to just get a lot of stupid leads and they're not going to be good. So what are the best lists to SMS text blast? I really put them in two categories, basically paid lists and government/free lists. ListREI.com lists, these are the paid lists. These are going to be your PropStream lists. ListREI.com, LISTREI.com. This is where I pull my SMS text blasting lists. Batch, you can pull lists too. They're also great. But really what you're going to do pull here is the vacant properties list, the high equity list. If you're doing high volume, I'd recommend the high equity list. Tired landlords, this is an amazing list to text because majority of these tired landlords obviously are not going to want to sell, but you text thousands and thousands of them, there's going to be some distressed properties that you can go after. Trying for dollars also, I would put that on there. I would text also because sometimes you call someone, they just don't answer the phone, but they'll read the text. I mean, they're very busy, you know, a lot of people with kids, obviously. So drawing for dollars is another really good one I'd add on there. I prefer calling driving for dollars leads or direct mail, but I think texting is another really good one. Next, here's the free lists. These are going to be really killer lists. I would put a priority on the free and government lists over the listrei.com lists. Let me repeat this one more time. A PropStream list, the list on the top here, the vacant properties, the high equity, the tired landlord drawing for dollars. This should be for high volume stuff. You know, you're doing 2, 3, 4,000 texts a day. They're going to keep it at listrei.com. Like we're going to do those lists. If you're doing 100 to 500 a day, even 1,000, if you can get enough of these lists, these are going to be the ones I'll do. You know, code violations, hands down. I've gotten so many deals from texting code violations. It's an amazing one. Next here is the water shutoffs and the fire damage property list. Guys, these are lists you have to be pulling and texting right now. They are sort of high volume you got to do. You know, not every water shutoff is going to be a deal, but you keep texting a bunch. They're going to be great. Probates, I can tell you right now, probates are an amazing list. You're not going to have a ton. You know, why am I not adding pre-probates on listrei.com? Because I haven't had the best success texting probates and pre-probates. I'll just be honest with you, with SMS. I've had very good results doing direct mail with probates and a lot of cold calling with the pre-probates. The SMS I just haven't found has been like killer. There's like a secret killer list I'll tell you for pre-probates. I just haven't found that on PropStream. So I'll stick to cold calling for pre-probates. But I just honestly, I got to tell you the truth here. So government free list, I would start off first and then go to the listrei.com and PropStream lists. So let's go back here into the next one, which is basically step 2. This is going to be skip tracing. Basically, let's kind of break down skip tracing. So what is skip tracing? Skip tracing is basically the process of finding somebody's phone number. Like the easiest way to explain it is you're just finding somebody's phone number. So here's an example. You're driving around town, you see a really ugly looking house. Like the things look like it's going to be a tear down. It's like a monster house. It's not looking good, you know. What do? You know, you need to get a hold of the seller and talk to them to see if they want to sell their house. What are you going to do to get a hold of them to get this deal? What you're going to do is get their phone number and text them, okay? That's it. So what I can tell you is this is the way. It's called skip tracing. Sometimes like a detective's term to go and find someone's whereabouts, find their phone number for us to get a wholesaling deal here. So we're going to go skip trace this person and find out what to do. So to skip trace, there's basically 2 ways to do it. There's free skip tracing and then there's paid skip tracing. Free skip tracing, guys, if you don't have the budget for it, this is like the one I'd recommend. I think everyone really should learn free skip tracing starting out before they start paying for it. And this basically breaks down to 2 things. you can do the free or paid one. So the free one, this is truepeoplesearch.com, truepeoplesearch.com, just in case no one knows how to do it correctly. But again, truepeoplesearch.com. That is the free one. So the advantage of this one, obviously, is this is free. It's more time intensive, I would say, by far. You got to manually go to truepeoplesearch.com and do it. It's not as accurate. We've seen 60 to 70% accuracy on these numbers. It's definitely recommended for beginners, but again, it could get kind of costly to do. Again, guys, I break everything down. If you see here on the bottom right, freewholesaling.com, that is the website where basically we kind of break everything more into detail. You see live texting, you see all the stuff, skip tracing, how to do it all. It's all in there. That's why it's on the bottom right. You get more info. But really next here is we got paid skip tracing. There's basically two services you can use. I personally use batch skip tracing. You can use whatever one you want. ListREI.com is cheaper skip tracing. So unfortunately, they cost money. ListREI.com, aka PropStream, it's going to cost you around 12 cents. Batch is going to be about 14 cents. You could save some money. Use code ZACH, ZACH, on batch for skip tracing. I think you get 50% off. So that makes it pretty cheap. But honestly, use the one you want. But really, again, the big advantage of paying for skip tracing is it's not going to be a lot of time. It's going to be very easy and convenient to do. It really won't be that difficult, honestly. It's very convenient. That's the only thing I could really say. It's very, very, very convenient to do. Now, we found 80 to 90% accuracy. I would put 80% on listrei.com and close to 90 plus on batch. This is definitely recommended for people making over $100,000 per year in wholesaling real estate. This is my recommendation. You're making over 100. You're looking just, your time's more valuable talking to sellers and stuff. That's really what you want to do. So what I can tell you right now is for people making 100K per year, probably start paying for it. Under that, let's try to do some free ones. And honestly, you don't want to deal with the time it takes to do the True People Search. Fine, go pay for it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I just want you to save your money so you don't run out of money for wholesaling real estate. Next here is let's break down. This isn't a step, but let me just break down SMS services really quick. So these are the services. So I'm only going to show you 3 out of the 5. These are the ones I'd really recommend right now. There's some others, but right now for compliance, you want to stay legal, you want to stay protected. These are the 3 I've used to personally get deals with in the past about 4 years. I've been doing this business through SMS. And then 2 others, which I've not gotten deals doing these services. But I would tell you, I know people that personally, they do 6-7 figures with texting on these services. Now, again, these are it's like a hammer. It's the best way I can describe it. So let's say there's 2 services. There's Home Depot and Lowe's, right? I go to buy a hammer. I'm going to hammer a nail, right? If I go buy a nail and a hammer at Home Depot versus a nail and a hammer at Lowe's, there's not going to be a big difference between the 2. One might look prettier, one might be blue, one might be orange. Oh, that's great, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be a big difference on how you do it. Or you go on Amazon, buy a hammer, like an Amazon Basics hammer. It's going to get the same job basically done. So it's more important, the person behind the job or what you're doing than the actual service. So everyone thinks the SMS service is going to change everything. Everyone thinks that dialer is going to change everything for you. It's really how you SMS text blast and things like that. So these are services I've used to get deals. Again, if you want to do something free, Google Voice or basically your personal phone number. Under 25 texts a day, you can do this. I recommend everyone text at least 25 people a day if you have no money on Google Voice, doing what I do. What I'll tell you kind of on the scripts at the end here. I 100% recommend anyone looking to do this. They should definitely look into this. So this is recommended basically for my services. So these are my services that I would recommend for SMS. So SMSZach.com, obviously, that's the one that I use, but use whatever one you want. Launch Control, I love Launch Control still. I still think they're a great service. So just had a couple issues with the deliverabilities. It is just with the volume we've been doing. So launch control kind of limited us on it. I was willing to pay, but launch control for 95% of people, it's perfect. Lead Sherpa, I used to be the biggest fan of Lead Sherpa. Okay, I'll tell you this right off the bat. I still recommend Lead Sherpa for a lot of people. They used to be able to do unlimited texting. It was the greatest thing ever. I made a ton of money on Lead Sherpa. The issue was regulation came in, and Lead Sherpa basically got banned from texting Verizon and AT&T phone numbers. I think that they got it fixed, but for like 3 months, like you couldn't text AT&T phone numbers. They got it fixed, obviously. Lead Sherpa is still a great company, but like it is not the best, and then they had some issues with other things, but really we kind of move it around. But really, we've been using SMS Zach for basically the year and a half now, so it's been really good. Roar, heard nothing but great things about Roar, and then Smarter Contact is great. Another stuff, I've heard people text with Deal Machine, never seen a problem with that either. A lot of these, like, I'll just be honest with you, these services, they all use the same they basically use the same underground, if that makes sense. So let me give you an example. So if I SMS Text Blast, they're going to give it to a third-party service to text for you. So let's say you're paying for Zach Delivery Services LLC, and then you got Rick Delivery Services LLC. You pay me a premium because mine's looks all sexy and pretty, my website, and then Rick's doesn't look. It kind of looks hard knocks, it's all tough guy. And mine looks really pretty and his doesn't look good. And my service is $5 more, but everyone loves me because it looks great or whatever. I give everyone like a lollipop every time they do delivery service, right? What we both do in our business, like this is just theoretical. I literally just give you, like, you give me $20, I pay UPS $15 to deliver it to you, and your UPS comes and delivers it to you, okay? And Rick Delivery does the same thing. This is how these SMS text blasting services work. I don't expose them, but here's the truth. They all pay like basically Twilio, which is a big mass communications company, to go do the texting for you, and they make a profit off of that. So that's how those services work. I don't want to expose them, but I think you guys should know how it works. So basically, they all use Twilio. So using SMS versus launch control versus Lead Sherpa, most of the time the underlining is not going to change. Sometimes a carrier can like just not like Lead Sherpa or launch control or SMS Zach and decide not to help you out with the deliverability. But for most of the time, they're mostly the same. That's definitely one I can definitely recommend. So 100% here, those are the services I would say. Yeah, I get a lot of comments on REI Reply. I did not put REI Reply on here because they're using just Twilio, and with regulations coming with 10 DLC, there's been a lot of issues with it. So I've just seen a lot of people have issues with their REI Reply, so I cannot recommend that right now. But still, I know a lot of people do use it. So step 3 is sending the text messages out. Like, that's it, These text messages is just send them out. So let's get it going. So let's break down. Oh, I don't want to, should I give out my ad copy real quick, dude? You guys want to see it? Guys, if you want to see my ad copy, do me a favor, guys. Everyone watching this video right now, even the people in the replay, I see you watching the replay. You're watching. You saw I streamed this live a while ago, but or the people watching live right now. If you guys want to see the ad copy, and you do me a big favor right now, I need you to look at that like button, okay? Hit that like button, smash that like button, guys, and subscribe, okay? Subscribe and hit that like button, okay? Guys, like, I don't know what else you want for, like, I give like the most important ad copy out there. I should be selling this for $4,000. I give it out for free. So guys, if you can hit that like button, just increase the likes really quick. I'd really appreciate it. Now let's get back to the regularly scheduled programming. So, you ready for the ad copy? Let's get it. So this is the best ad copy I found with SMS text blasting. I'm going to break it down. I'm just going to tell you what it is, and then I'll break it down a little more. Number 1, the best ad copy for SMS text blasting is your own ad copy, okay? Do not duplicate someone's ad copy. The way these carriers work is that if they hear the same message over and over again, they're going to know it's spam, and they're not going to like it, okay? Hey, are you looking to sell your house? Or you say it like a certain way a guru says it. If you duplicate it, it's not going to be. So through cold calling, it's okay to duplicate someone's script. With SMS, it's not. Because you can see 5,000 people are saying the same exact text, and the carrier's going to flag it. Okay. This is the best one I can definitely recommend. Don't copy this one word for word. Change it up. You can't like the way you want to do it, but this is going to be what I call the 2-tiered approach, the double whammy. This is how you get the response, and then you hit them hard. So the way these SMS text blasting carrier, like the carriers are Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile. I think Sprint, T-Mobile are merging, but AT&T. The way it works is through like mass people that send mass text out. They try to like filter those people out. Obviously, there's spam, right? No one really likes that except for us marketers, right? So here's an issue. If I text someone like a keyword and that person's never got a text from me before and it looks all spammy, it's not going to be good. So if I text you, hey, are you looking to sell your property for cash? Question mark. And Verizon sees this person's been texting like 300 today, they're probably going to flag it and might not even deliver. The way I'm doing the 2-tiered approach here is the carriers they let their guard up if you do it a certain way. And that's the way I've been having a lot of success this year. Maybe it changes this year. Right now it's still working. Hey, are you the owner of this house? Do you see how it's like very personal? And the person's going to text back, yeah. Now the carrier's like, oh, this person texted back. That's probably just, maybe it's someone having like 100 people in their like knitting club, and they're just, hey, is this Sally Sue? That's a pretty standard text, and it's like kind of like a Trojan horse. You're looking all pretty, and then you get the warriors out there, and you go out there and like conquer. That's kind of what we're doing. Like, hey, is this Sally Sue? Like your personal friend or something? And then the carrier's like, oh, Sally texted back. This must not be spam, because a lot of people just ignore spam. This is the 2-tiered whammy approach. We kind of hit him with a personal question. And then after we send them out, because words like selling, words like real estate, the carriers are like, okay, we got to be careful when someone says this. This could be spam. Selling, sales, do you want to sell? Like, it's very suspicious. But if someone texts us and then the carrier's like, okay, this person's personal, say whatever you want, that's the issue. That's why if I text like Rick and I say, hey, do you see this like real estate thing? Real estate's not going to be spam because he answers my texts. So you're going to see that. So this 2-tiered approach is how we hit him the whammy. So this is what I do. So this is going to be me texting, doing the text out there. Hey, this is Zach in Port St. Lucie. This is still Sarah, right? Now the person can be intrigued. It's going to like, people are going to be like, wait, do I know Zach? Wait, hold on. She's going to say, yes, this is she. This is Sarah. Who is this? Now the carrier, their guard's up. Now we're going to hit him with a whammy. Great. I'm actually a local in Port St. Lucie. Now, if you're local, yes, say you're local. If you're not, don't say that. And I was just wondering if you were looking to sell 1154 Purple Street by chance. I was looking to buy in the area. That is what I do. That is like, I'm telling you hands down, that's been my best ad copy to date. And I give it all for free. I should be selling this for a bunch of money. I give it out for free. Okay, guys. So this is my ad copy, guys. I'm going to give you a couple seconds really quick to like this video and kind of write this down, take a screenshot. Again, guys, this is YouTube. So it's going to be on here for life. This is also going to be on freewholesaling.com. We'll kind of edit it, make it all look pretty. We'll put some of this info on freewholesaling.com, change it up. We're probably going to look to do a big revamp on free wholesaling, just, update a lot of this information on there. So this is so guys, I'm going to give you like 10, 15 more seconds to screenshot this, because we got a lot more to talk about through SMS today. So screenshot this, take a picture, do whatever you want, guys, and get it going. Stoney knows what's up. He said this is fire. He knows what's up. Those live I needed. I'm glad. I see everyone asking questions here. I would love to answer them. Just give me a second. Let everyone kind of go through. We'll break down this info and then go through all the questions we possibly can, because I know there's a ton of questions and I can't wait to answer them. All right. Jason screenshotted it, so I'm pretty sure we're good. Next here is going to go step 4. This is going to be replying to sellers. Once we send the killer text out, we got to know how to reply to these sellers, right? So let's break down exactly how to reply to these sellers and get it going. So let's break it down. So how do we reply to sellers, right? let's kind of break this down. So we're going to have to get to the point. Like, this is the most important part I could tell you with SMS text blasting is we need to get to the point. So our main goal, guys, is to go from text to phone as soon as possible to get the wholesaling real estate deal locked up. Okay. If we want to get this deal locked up, we're going to have to go from texting this person all the way to getting the deal. Okay. So once they express, I cannot like say this enough. Once somebody expresses interest in selling their property, you need to call them ASAP. Okay. I know everyone doesn't like cold calling, but guys, the point of texting is to get someone on the phone and get a contract, right? To get contracts, you cannot do this over the phone. I mean, over text. Okay. I've seen people quote unquote do it. It looks all sexy. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you're not, if you want to be successful in this business, you're not going to be closing deals over text. Okay. The biggest mistake I see with people replying to sellers is they'll go in a full like conversation, like, oh, how's your day going? Why are you looking to sell the property? No, we're not doing this, guys. Okay. Our most important objective is to get on that phone so we can set that appointment or get that contract locked up. Okay. We're doing virtual wholesaling, regular wholesaling, local physical wholesaling. It doesn't matter. That is the most important part we're going to be talking about today. Okay, guys, I cannot express this enough. If there's one thing you can get from this, if like, all this information you sort of know, get on the phone as soon as possible. They express an interest. They say they're interested in selling the property over text. Boom, call them. Okay. Next, once they express interest, we're going to qualify the seller and then close them, right? So how do we qualify a seller? Once you're on the phone, we need to make sure the seller is a real motivated seller. They're actually looking to sell the property. We're going to be asking them the 4 questions of qualifying a motivated seller. This is going to be number 1, motivation, number 2, condition, number 3, time frame, number 4, price. Okay. So number 1 is motivation, why they're looking to sell the property. Okay. Number 2 is condition. What is the condition of the property? What does it look like? Does it need repairs? Everything like that. 3 is time frame. When are they looking to sell the property? Is it within a month, 2 months, 3 months? And then 4 is price. How much are they looking to sell the property for? That's probably the most important things I can say. So hands down, that is what I can tell you right now. That is how you qualify these sellers. Next here is we're going to talk about CRM, putting it into CRM. I know a lot of people, I kind of just gloss over CRM and people get confused. So this is for a customer relationship manager, CRM. Basically, we put these leads in a database. That's basically the analogy I can call with a CRM. And we basically get the appointment set and we close the deal. Again, more information on databases, Podio, CRMs are at freewholesaling.com. That's the one thing I can tell you. Now, if they don't want to sell right now, or if they need to sell later, we're going to have to follow up with them and call them later and follow up with Podio or in a regular CRM. That is one thing we have to do. Okay. So basically, let's kind of break down from start to finish here. I think I'm blocking it. This is basically my like a visual guide. This is, I think, a cool little screenshot you can always do too that we're doing. So while I'm talking about it, you can screenshot this, write it down, take notes. Again, this is all recorded. This is all going to be there for life. Like, this is not something like a webinar where it's going to go away. This ain't Clubhouse. Okay. So this is basically from start to finish, all the steps kind of taken down as simple as possible. So number 1, how do we start this? We're going to choose a list and pull the leads. Again, it's up to you how to pull this list. Again, how to pull everything. It's on the bottom right there, freewholesaling.com. Next here, skip tracing it. We're going to have to find the list's phone number. Okay. Next here is we're going to send the text out. We're going to find an SMS text blasting service we like, use that killer ad copy that we got. And then we're going to reply to sellers. How are we going to reply to these sellers? We're basically going to talk to the seller and try to transition to phone conversations and then an appointment. From there, we put the lead in the CRM, and then we close that person. We put the qualified leads in the CRM, and then we close the deal. Simple as that, guys. So that's it. That's SMS text blasting, right? Like, I can tell you right now, like, I'll tell you this, like, let's go over this really quickly from the top back. Like, really simple. Like, let's go real. I'm going to go really quick, just to recap it for everyone. So we can see this. So really quick, we kind of broke down what SMS is. We're sending text out. We got to pull the list. These are the lists I recommend. Okay. Listarea.com list, PropStream, and then government and free lists. Skip tracing. Again, we got to find what skip tracing is. That's how you find someone's phone number. We're going to go here. We're going to use either True People Search or Batch or ListREI.com, either pay or get the free skip tracing. Then we're going to choose our right SMS text blasting service. Okay, what's my recommended SMS text blasting services? SMSZach.com, Google Voice, or your phone number if you're doing it for free. Launch Control, Lead Sherpa, Roar, or Smarter Contact. Then we're going to send the text out. So we're going to use this ad copy. We're going to hit them basically with whatever we kind of come up with, a really simple one to get someone to reply pretty quick, a yes. And then we hit them with it. They're looking to sell the property. Now, step 4 is we're going to reply back to these sellers. We're going to get to the point and get a hold of them if they express interest in selling it. Step 5, we're going to qualify the seller and close. We're going to ask them if they're looking to sell the property, motivation, condition, time frame, price. And if they're looking to do this, then we can go after it. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the most important parts we got to be doing. CRM, again, we're going to put these leads in our database and Podio and go from there. And then basically, again, this is basically our start to finish guide, pull list all the way to pulling the leads and getting that CRM and putting in the CRM and closing the lead. That is SMS text blasting. That is basically my step-by-step approach. So let's go over some questions we got about it and how I can sort of answer this. So I know we're gonna get a lot of Q&A, so let's get into it. So Ari says, when we plan to call them, should we get a Google Voice account or should we pay for a cold calling service? I think a Google Voice should be fine unless you have a call rail and you got a bigger system going with SMS text blasting. I wouldn't go all gun ho ready to go for it. So that's what I'd say. How many texts to get one lead? How many leads to get a deal? That's a great question here. Okay, drink some water. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Okay. It depends on the list. Everyone's going to hate me for saying this, but it does depend on the list, okay? So, how do we do this, right? So, I would say it's going to take you roughly 3,000 to 5,000 texts to get a lead. And what people call leads, someone interested in selling the property. If someone replies back and says maybe, is that a lead? It really depends on what you think basically a lead is. So I think it's pretty important to kind of say that off the bat, okay, guys? So, what is a lead? I would constitute a lead someone looking to sell the property. I'd say 5. I've seen 10,000, and then to get a deal, I've seen it go up to 30,000 texts to get a deal. I've seen it 20,000. I've seen it 10,000. If I'm texting probates, okay, I tell you right now, if I'm texting probates, it's going to be 2,000 to 3,000 to get a deal, and 100 to get easily a lead. Now, if we're doing high equity or tired landlord, it's going to be pumped up from there. That's sort of what I've seen. Marley says, how do you transfer the leads from PropStream to Blaster? You basically export it CSV. Again, this is all in freewholesaling.com. What's up, Brandon? How are you? Can you share the list again? Yeah, I'll pop the list up for you. All right, let's see here. No, that's not it. Pulling the list up for you. These are lists really one more time. So don't put it on there. So screenshot this real quick. Vacant properties, high equity list, tired landlords drawing for dollars, code violations, water shutoffs, fire damage properties, and then probates. The poll of this is all in freewholesaling.com, FREE wholesaling.com. That's exactly how you do it. Samara says, or Samara, I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. With the services you recommend SMS, do we need an LLC? Do we need to register A2P 10D LLC? So I would recommend you get an LLC if you're going to do a lot of SMS text blasting. Again, Samara, please look up our video we did on Batch's new changes on YouTube. We posted that, I think, last week or the week before. I think the week before that. We kind of broke it all down. Certain states you can do. Eric kind of explains it a little better. There's certain states where you're legally protected doing the LLC. You're fine. You don't have to. You can use toll-free numbers. But again, overall, I would recommend to get the LLC. You got to do it the right way, though. Marley says, what's your peak hours for SMS text blasting? That's a great question. My peak hours for SMS text blasting have always been 5 to 7, always. So I would send the text out probably around 1 or 2 and then start texting from there. Batch is kind of, you can't do more than 1,000 a day on batch because they're trying to keep everything within limits. And obviously, I will say only do 1,000 per day. I don't do 1,000 per day. There's ways around it. I think you guys are pretty smart. You guys can figure out if, let's say, for example, you can only have one YouTube account or one Gmail account. There's ways you can get around that. You can create another Gmail. Like Google, you can only have 15 gigabytes of free data. How do you get around that? You just make multiple Google accounts. See if you follow me. BB, yeah, see, I've done that. Like, obviously, yeah, you do 100 texts, get a deal. Like, again, that's why that question kind of bothers me. You got to create a baseline because my baseline is different than yours. My deliverability rate's different than yours. Okay. Jane asks, have you found more success SMS or cold calling? I found more success with cold calling, just because I can control it more. Just because you get more control and it's a little easier to scale. Like, you can scale easier with SMS, but you can get more deals cold calling. But you get here's one thing I can tell you too. You can get deals cold calling that you have never gotten in SMS. And then you could have gotten deals in SMS you have never gotten cold calling. I think that's pretty important to say. How do you scrub the list? Batch helps me out, and then I use Excel. Love it here. What's up, Stony? That's awesome. Appreciate it. When using Google Voice, I was told my number was showing up a scam likely. Call your own phone and see, or I'll change that phone number. Even turtles have good fortune. I love it. I would say ask if you can call them right away over text, but ask first. Yeah, I just call. That's just how I do it. I'm a little different, but yeah, because I'm like speed. Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thomas asks, if they express interest in selling over text, do you just immediately call? Or it's definitely up to whatever you want, but that's what I've seen. Jason says, the other day I said I got 80 drawn for dollars list and was scared to call. I started and talked to like 20 and now I'm not scared. LOL. I changed my name from Yo Don. Jason, thank you. Makes it so much easier. I remember Yo Donnie. All right, Jason, Myrtle Beach. Got it. What are issues with REI reply? What should I be concerned with? I've just seen issues with texting it out because it's they don't really have customer service that's good at all. And you're just gonna. All I could say is when you're using Twilio, you're kind of at their helm, and then REI reply. If they get in trouble, you can get in trouble texting at the wrong times too. Perfect timing. I'm setting SMSZach.com right now. Perfect. What are your KPIs? Deliverability should be over 90%. And if you're making a good profitability on the texting, that's like, it depends on the list you do. So text a lead, roughly get 2,000, 3,000, you get a lead. Really depends on how many leads, how good you are closing, Dang, Zach, must have known I started vacant land SMS today. Appreciate it, guys. Question, can you set up SMS and dialer? Would you suggest it? Yeah, you do all through batch. Hey, Zach, question something complete. Yeah, just let me know what question you got, Jonathan. Zach, what if I'm having trouble holding my water shut off Miami-Dade? They said they don't have a list, they said. Jay, got to go in person and ask, what happens when someone doesn't pay their water? Oh, we cut their bill off. Do you have a list of those people? Yes, and go from there. And Miami has it. It's like one of the easiest ones to get. When you cold call and ask if this is the owner of address and they say no, do you ask them for the homeowner information? I could. When you're doing thousands of thousands, it's usually not worth it. And you're texting like 3 at a time if you're paying for skip tracing. So that's always the issue. BB says, definitely agree. I have lost leads because I have had too many coming in at one time. See, that's Pretty important. You got to find a baseline what works for you, where you can actually get a hold of leads and talk to them. This video is on the right time. Awesome. BB says, I personally prefer texting over cold calling simply because it's not as time consuming. I agree with you there. Jason says, so it's a super PAC. It's basically like a political, it's a political action committee, what they're called. Short story. It's basically a loophole for politicians to get a ton of money because I think you're limited like how much money a person can donate. But if you do it to a super PAC, you can donate like $1 million to a cause. You know, each political party has them. Is this new info for today, or is this in the course? This is new info for today. So excited, guys. I'm jacked up for this, man. I know I'm helping people out today. All right, see what we got. Lionel says, what text service do you recommend? I'm using Leads Genie. I recommend SMSZach.com. Lionel, here's the thing. Lead Genie could be the greatest thing ever. I just don't like, there's just too many SMS services out there for me to like figure out which one's right, which one's wrong. I can't memorize each one. I just know the ones that most people are doing well. And that's sort of how I figure it out. Johan, you can replay this live forever. He dropped the script earlier, but you're here. That's all that matters. Exactly. Jason says, haha, yes, Jason to Myrtle Beach. You have a good memory. Bro, I have a gift and a curse of an identical memory. So that's an issue. I remember everything, which is the cool part is, hey, I can remember you guys, you know, kind of like my boy Dylan here from Pinellas County. I know we helped him out. He was going on a lead. I want to know how that lead went. Do you call the same phone number that sent the initial text, or do you call from a different Google Voice? You can use a DIDI. I don't want to get too complicated with it because I'm not trying to complicate texting for you guys. I've been doing it enough, and I'm kind of a nerd, so I can get into the nitty gritty of things for my business. But I would call the different phone number. You know, hey, that's my office phone number. Here's my personal, something like that. You know, how often you pull? I pull government lists as fast as the new ones come out. Code violations daily with the VA. Great tips. Thank you, Zach. Your old goat. Appreciate it, Barbara. Script for SMS. Watch the replay on there. We can kind of break it down. It's the best one's you, obviously. How much does it cost to pull these lists that you listed? Free government lists are free. Listrei.com, listrei.com. You get a free day trial, 7-day free trial. It's $97 a month for 10,000. How do you put a contract on DocuSign? You upload the PDF and you put the dotted line. I just signed up for Roar today. Awesome. Appreciate it. Roar's a good one too. Doing well. Hope you guys are doing. I'm doing very well. But yeah, let's get some questions we got here. Ooh. Jason says, I was trying to probates in Riverside County, but I couldn't find it. Jason, you got to go to the clerk of the court and go in person. Like, I think I've done Riverside like multiple times. No, San Bernardino. You got to go to the clerk of the court, and there's multiple ways to look at it. So go to the SoCal Real Estate Investors Facebook group and kind of look from there. You know, that'd be the best one I could say. Dylan, what happened on the lead, bro? I want to know. Dylan, I need to know what happened, man. DocuSign over HelloSign. It's an e-signing service, okay? This is a Lowe's hammer and a Home Depot hammer, okay? I prefer DocuSign. I just think it's easier, but use whatever you want. All right. He's saying REI reply made 50 texts an hour. That's pretty good. How many times do you text the same list? That's actually a really good one. So how many times do I text the same list? I'll text the same list. Like I got people I've been texting for 4 years straight, you know. This is the high equity list. You know, I pull it every basically 5-6 months, but I pull the same list and export the duplicates. So I'm always pulling the list, you know, every 4 months really. But if there's someone still in the high equity list at 100% equity, they're still going to text. So same list, you know, I would text a list every 3 months, really. That's kind of the way I do it. Um, how to find the do not call phone number? Um, I mean, you can go to the National Do Not Call Registry, I guess, and scrub if you want, but um, it's almost impossible to figure out. And again, you're in TCPA, so you should be fine. Dylan says, when you send the initial text, do you use the home owner's name or ask if they have the right person? Have heard that you can be offended if you assume the name. Dylan, I said the name. Just because, again, when you're sending text out, you want every text to be different. So if you put a name in there, every text is going to have a different name. If I just put the same generic text out, the algorithm is going to throw it out. Deliverability algorithm for the texting. But if I do a different wording every single time, synonyms, that's why I love that. That's why I recommend SMSZach.com, because you can actually use spinner tokens that every text is actually unique and different. Again, at freewholesaling.com, we break it down, but you want it to be different. So yes, I have the name in there. Does anyone have a link for SMS? Bro, just watch the replay when this video is over and you can get it down. Time kills all deals. After days of negotiated, seller backed out the day we were set to close. If I had been ready with my numbers on the initial visit, we have installed. Killing me. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. L.I. Home says, what's up, Zach? Do you use the mic you have here or headset to call leads on a computer from Call Tools? I don't use Call Tools. I use ZachDialer.com. So, but I don't cold call. Like, I got VAs and acquisitions people that do it for me. So I think that's the one difference I could tell you right now. This is like, I don't know. This is a nice microphone. I use it for the live so you guys can have the most premium audio, that's bit like YouTube gives us ad money. So, I got to spend it on something, right? So I was like, well, how can we make this show better for everyone, and these lives? Well, let's make the audio really good, because I was doing audio on AirPods and it sounded terrible. So I got all the fancy mic and everything. So that's kind of cool. And then, yeah, I forgot to give you guys a quick disclaimer. I think I don't think I have this disclaimer on the videos. People get mad about this. I don't know why, but I just tell you. So guys, for example, if you use SMSZach.com, I don't know if this would be surprising to anyone. Me and Rick will get they'll give us 10, $20. Okay. It'll buy us a lunch. Okay. So I'm just telling you, it keeps up the cost of all the stuff we got here. Again, we try to break even doing this because it's a hobby. But I mean, I really had to buy I don't know. I don't want to describe how expensive this computer was for actually had to get the streaming on here because of all the stupid inputs and everything. I had to buy I'm telling you, it gets pretty expensive. So just to offset some of those costs, we do that. I think a lawyer told me to say that. I had to say that once. So I'll say it really quick. We might get affiliate income from the texting. Just to let you know, this $20 or usually that's what it kind of comes out to for anyone who signs up. But how to get this computer is expensive. I get RTX. I wish they had a 4000. It's like a 30 something. And then we got a Threadripper on there, CPU. So get it going. Robert says, add me to, I just had to say that quick disclaimer. I don't know if it's surprising to anyone, but add me to your live. Bro, we do those Thursdays. What mother tongue do you cold call and acquisition VAs have? I think Tanglick. Tangle. What's the? Hold on. Most of them are Tanglog and Sabano. That's basically it. Or Filipino, it could be a language, but it's kind of different. the names on it. So I'm just trying to be like correct on it. But yeah. Thank you for all the help, man. Definitely learned a lesson for outweighed the money in that one deal. Definitely. Let's see. Thank you for your response, of course. No worries. Cool. Check out Zach Dialer. I'm newer to this channel. Thanks. I'm asking because I just got a new Bluetooth headset and started calling. Audio is decent, but I want better quality. Your seller's not like, I've closed more deals like on this phone. I've had this phone for like 3 years, I think. Like I've closed more deals with this phone. Okay. I haven't changed my phone for a while just because I don't need it. Like I'm not a fancy person. So I've closed more deals on like this phone right here. Okay. So, like when I was doing all the acquisitions myself, cold calling on this phone, like you got like, it doesn't matter how nice your thing is. Okay. It's nice sometimes to have better premium quality. I think people appreciate I have like a 8K cinema camera, streaming this with a nice microphone, with a good computer, versus if I just did it like on a potato phone in the corner of a dimly lit room. So I think people appreciate that, but it's not the end of the world. At least getting the info out's the best part. Can you use Twilio for SMS texting and dialer? Would you suggest it? It depends on the integration. That's the best way I can kind of describe it. It really depends on the integration that you have on there. But yeah, you can use them both for cold calling, but you service it doesn't underneath it. Jason says, how frequent would you recommend visit the clerk of the court? Once you pull it once, you can get it emailed to you. Hopefully, if you got the right person, that's kind of a pretty important thing you should be having there. But really what I can tell you is if you want to go to the clerk of the court office, keep going until you actually finally get it, and then go from there. Marley says, I know this is about SMS texting, but can you recommend a phone dialer app that a blind person can use? Google Voice. Like I'm not the best at that. So I don't think I could help you too much with that. Let's see. Jane says, do you guys just do wholesaling or you've branched down to other types of real estate investing you and your dad? I mean, guy, like I'm a real estate, like I'm a wholesaler. Like everything I talk about is mostly for wholesaling, but I'm a real estate investor, rental properties, subject twos, creative financing. I do it all. Okay. Like wholesaling, fix and flips. Like I'm a real estate investor first and foremost. Okay. Like I am a wholesaler, but I'm a real estate investor, like first and foremost. Okay. So like I'm like wholesaling is great. It gives me money and I can use that money to invest in real estate and increase my net worth. Right. Like that's it, First of all, I'm an entrepreneur first and foremost for everything, but I tell you that. If you set up a Wyoming LLC, do you have to get paid with not wanting to have the assets in the LLC? I'm not going to give you legal advice on that. That I see one thing I'm not going to get too in trouble. So I'm not going to explain that too much. The only thing I can tell you, Eric, is if someone's going to sue you, would you rather have no money in there or have money in there? Eric's a smart dude. He knows. Oh, it's cost to SMS Text Blast $1,000 a day. Depends on what tier you're getting for things. If you're paying like 3 cents, doing 1,000 a day, $30 to send 1,000 out. That would be what I'd say. Like, that's what I'm thinking. And let's break it down. I want to try SMS, but I'm not sure how to start the text. I'm using batch dialer, cold call, and I had a seller who needed to call me back. But the number I'm using on batch can't receive calls. How can I get an incoming from sellers? Call them on your different phone number. That's what I'd say. That'd be my recommendation for you. Is Red talking? Rick's not. Rick will be on tomorrow, and we're going to do the one-on-one. So, Robert, do me a favor. Go to Wholesaling Houses for Real. The link will be on there, and you talk to me as much as you guys want. That's the cool part about it. So, that's it, guys. That's how you SMS Text Blast. It's smszach.com. That is exactly how you go. Get 500 texts for $1. That's pretty good. That's about $15 worth of texting you get for free, basically for $1. So you save $14 to send 500 texts out. It's a pretty good deal. So that's the best way to get it. But guys, use whatever service you want. Guys, this is SMS Text Blasting. Let me know if you guys have any questions or need any help. And I'd love to help you guys out and see how it can help you guys out. So appreciate it, guys. Start texting today. And any question you have in the comments, I will answer it personally. Appreciate it, guys. Have a